Tonight, a fight for life-saving medication. After news that his medication won't be covered, a young Iron Range man is speaking out in hopes of creating change. Plus, school bells will soon be ringing, but things will certainly look different for the start of this year. How one local district is preparing to welcome students. And curfew in place. That's the message for folks in Minneapolis after a night of destruction.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Vaki. Tony is out on assignment. Thanks for joining us. A long summer of planning is coming to an end as the Superior School District makes final preparations this week to welcome students back to school on Tuesday. CBS3's Natalie Grant caught up with the district today to learn how they're working to keep their students safe this school year.
The Spartans will soon be back in class after a summer of uncertainty, not knowing what back to school would look like.
It's certainly been a challenging summer.
Amy Starzecki, Superior Schools superintendent, has been working with her staff since the spring on ways to make returning to the classroom as safe as possible for students. Across the district, they have adopted a hybrid style of learning.
We're going to split our kids up at the elementary level next week to be able to have more time with each of them to really prepare for what school's going to look like. At the secondary level, we also have just half of our kids coming each day where we're going to be able to social distance and also teach new routines.
Buildings are prepared with signs, markers, and less seating space to encourage distance while in the building. Masks will also be required. Andy Wolf, a teacher at Superior High School, says that being able to adapt to a different style of teaching has had its challenges.
I don't think any of us are going to be ready for this because you're talking about something that nobody's ever done before. It's not even like there's a model of this out there that we could go study. We're breaking ground.
Breaking ground on a new style of teaching that could be beneficial.
You're learning things that help more kids that have different kinds of needs. So in the end, even if somehow second semester or next year we're going back to regular in the classroom teaching with everybody there in the room, I still feel like I'm going to be a better teacher.
And although things will be different as the first day approaches, it is clear.
We're excited to see kids on Tuesday.
Superintendent Starzecki said they will be monitoring the number of COVID-19 cases in the area on a daily basis. If the number does spike, they are prepared to go fully online. Dave's here for a quick look at the weather, and Dave, we might see a little bit of rain later into the night at least.
Yeah, after midnight, the chance gets towards us from a low pressure system that's easing its way out of the Dakotas towards us once again. Every other day we've been getting these low pressure systems, and then a day worth of high pressure to cleanse the palate. Well, today's high that made us dry is going away, and there's that low from the Dakotas that's coming to call to bring us a pretty decent chance for showers and thunderstorms through probably early evening on Friday. And rain totals from the system for many Minnesotans might go from about 1/10 to 1/3 of an inch. And once you get into Wisconsin and Michigan, could go anywhere from 1/4 to even an inch. So juicy for some folks and not so much for others. Our day planner for Friday, well, it's a 40% rain chance in the morning, 70% in the afternoon, but should be clearing in the evening, setting us up for a pretty nice weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in just a couple more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Imagine after years of pain and suffering, you finally find a medication that works. That's what happened to Colton Croft, a young Virginia native battling an autoimmune disease. But Colton's progress was taken off track when his insurance said it would only cover a portion of the treatments necessary for him to reach remission, leaving him to figure out a way to pay for medication that could save his life. At just 17 years old, Colton Croft was given news no teenager wants to hear.
I got diagnosed in 2014 with Crohn's disease, and it's just been kind of a struggle since then.
The diagnosis came after a year of dealing with some debilitating symptoms.
Scary, the unknowing of it, you know what I mean? Being told that you'll kind of never be normal like you were before, how you'll always have this. It's just scary.
For a kid who played hockey and had an active social life, Colton's parents, Tim and Kathy, say it has been difficult to see their son go through this.
This is something you never wish on anybody, let alone your own son. And I've seen him struggle, and he keeps it well hidden from us. and probably from everybody, but I know it's a struggle for him all the time.
For the last 6 years, Colton has been doing everything he can to find the right treatment plan for his diagnosis. But it wasn't until a life-threatening situation occurred that finally led him to some answers.
My Crohn's has a lot to do with stress. It may not affect other people like that, but mine has to do with, I think, more stress. So I was so stressed out during this time, new job, new career, that my Crohn's got so bad I ended up losing 35 pounds in 2 weeks.
That's when Colton decided to go to the Mayo Clinic for a second opinion. A colonoscopy showed a portion of his small intestine was only 2 millimeters in diameter, when it should be around the size of a garden hose.
This was severe, and I'm lucky to still be here today.
Colton had 19 inches of his small intestine removed during surgery.
I got really teary because in a weird way I was happy because finally we had like some answers, and it wasn't the answer we wanted to hear, but we knew that it was something that had to happen.
That was kind of the relief, I think, for us that they're going to do something and they're on top of it.
Despite several complications, Colton was on the mend, and his doctors finally found a therapy that was working.
They decided to put me on Stelara, which is a biologic therapy.
A few treatments in, and Colton was feeling more like himself. But soon he would have to face another obstacle. After 5 successful treatments, Colton was informed his 6th dose would have to come from out of pocket to the tune of $24,000.
They want me to pay that. They want me to pay the 24 grand for the shot.
I mean, can you afford a $24,000 dose of medicine?
No. No. Not even close.
There's the potential for major consequences to Colton's health if he doesn't receive the medication on time.
The part about biologic therapy is that you can get immune to these drugs if you don't take them when you're supposed to take them. So the insurance company denying me my Stelara now could ultimately make me immune to this drug.
He needs 6 doses per year. Missing a treatment could result in Colton going back to square one.
And I'm 23 years old. There's only so many biologic therapies to treat Crohn's. And then what, I don't have anymore, and I just have to keep getting the surgery over and over and over again.
Colton's mom is a school secretary, and his dad works at a local mine. Paying for the medication out of pocket isn't an option for them.
You know, it's like, what are our options? I'd love to be able to say, here's a check, go get the shot, but I can't do that. I don't think many people are in that position. I struggle to remain optimistic because it's like, you worry, without this medicine, where's he going to end up?
It makes me very angry that someone in an office can choose a profit over my son's health. And I know other people have to deal with this. It's very frustrating. And for one medicine, one shot to cost almost $24,000, I don't understand.
After numerous calls to insurance companies, pharmacies, and even lawmakers, Colton still had no answers. He started speaking out about his struggles on social media in hopes of not only raising awareness, but connecting with people who might be going through the same thing.
Once you've been kicked down so many times, you kind of grasp for... It's to the point where you don't know what else to do. You keep calling people and they keep giving you the same runaround answer of your plan doesn't allow that. It's to the point where I don't know who else to call to try and get it.
While Colton's healthcare battle continues,
just kind of have to hope it happens, hope they approve it.
So does his passion to fight for what's right.
Maybe it'll change later down the road. This can help other people, including myself. That's great.
We did receive some good news from Colton. His secondary insurance has agreed to cover that 6th dose. And while he is thrilled to be back on track with his treatment, he's already preparing for the same battle this time next year as his primary insurance continues to cover only 5 out of the 6 treatments he needs each year. Hostile crowds gathered in Minneapolis late last night, and according to the police, the civil unrest started after a man connected to a homicide killed himself as officers approached him on Nicollet Mall. An immediate curfew was instituted at about 9:30 p.m. by Mayor Jacob Fry, and about 90 minutes later, Governor Tim Walz declared a peacetime emergency and deployed the Minnesota National Guard. However, crowds in the surrounding area area still destroyed many businesses. The mayor of Minneapolis addressed the hostile crowds earlier today at a press conference.
What our city needs right now is healing. We do not need more destruction. We do not need property damage. That is unacceptable in every way, shape, and form, and I want to be very clear, it will not be tolerated.
One business owner spoke out about the damage done to his business.
There was no less than 15 cars in the parking lot, 25 people in the store, just in and out the doors they were going. They broke through the front door and the front window and called 911, and the law enforcement was so busy with other things they could not come.
The city has put in place an 8 p.m. curfew lasting until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, keeping traditions alive. Despite a popular apple festival being canceled, local orchards are still offering some sweet treats. We'll take you there after the break.
Record high temp for today is 92 degrees from 1984. I remember that time well because I was getting ready to move to Duluth the next week back there in 84. Well, this week in 2020, not quite that hot, but we do face another chance for storms induced by a little bit of heat come Friday. We'll talk about the odds and what the weekend's going to hold coming up after our break.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Essentia Health cardiologist Ramin Artang tells us about calcium scoring, a preventive test for people age 45 or older.
A coronary calcium score is a CT scan of the chest where we primarily focus on amount of calcium that can be seen in the heart. Calcium comes due to the disease process of coronary artery disease. As we age, some of the plaques that are developing in the vessels, with time they calcify, and that's what we can actually measure with the X-ray that the CT scan is.
This 15-minute scan is critical in determining one's risk for serious health events, such as a heart attack, over the next 5 to 10 years.
Let's say a gentleman in his 50s with significant family history of coronary artery disease get this test and get a relative high score. Having calcium in your heart definitely pushes toward the fact that you need to be on medication, such as cholesterol-lowering medication, because it's proof that coronary artery disease process is going on in the heart. If your cholesterols were a little high, but you have absolutely no calcium in your heart, that would allow the doctor to say, well, there's not much going on here, we can wait. This test is not for people who actually have chest pain symptoms or shortness of breath symptoms. This test is for people who, with no symptoms whatsoever, but who have a risk factor such as diabetes, such as a long-standing history of smoking, such as high cholesterol or high blood pressure, who are afraid there's something bad waiting for them.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medical insight.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The Subaru Outback is all new for 2020. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus up to 33 miles per gallon. An available 260 horsepower turbocharged engine, advanced technology, and an extra-large touchscreen. Welcome to the best Outback ever, the 2020 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Lease a 2020 Subaru Outback during the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on now.
CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
All right, We're supposed to be the live and local channel. Well, we are live, but this picture is not local. This is Shreveport, Louisiana earlier this evening as Tropical Storm Laura is leaving. And despite the destruction earlier in the day, now a beautiful scene is coming back into the picture. Well, it is semi-local because it comes courtesy of Bill Lunn. Old-timers may remember him as an anchor here at CBS3 and also at Channel 6 back in the 90s. Now he's doing news down south there and sent us this picture. So there's hope even around the Gulf Coast where they got hit by a big storm system. We're going to get hit by a smaller one tomorrow, and so there should be even more hope for us that the weekend is going to be rather pleasant. We'll talk about the weekend after we talk now about current conditions at the airport in Duluth. It's 65 degrees, 81% is the relative. Oh, now it's 66 degrees. Warm front must be leading that low pressure system into our region, helping to create clouds and a rain chance after midnight. Easterly southeasterly wind, that's 5 miles per hour, and the air pressure is on the lower side at 1,012 millibars and will stay that way until the low leaves probably tomorrow night. High pressure takes over for the weekend. It's going to be a pretty decent weekend. Temperatures right now are near 60 for the Upper Peninsula and anywhere from 58 to 67 in northwestern Wisconsin, 58 in Superior, 57 towards, or actually 67 towards Hayward, 64 right now in Moose Lake and lower 60s for much of the North Shore, low to mid 60s for much of the rest of the Arrowhead of Minnesota, and overnight low temps tonight likely will go from the upper 50s to the lower 60s, so very similar to the current temps we're seeing at this moment. I'll step off the screen so you can take a look at the Doppler, and after a sunny day, the clouds are infiltrating the region from our advancing low pressure system, and any precip from the system is more towards western Minnesota right now. A couple light showers trying to creep into St. Louis County and places like that. But it's after midnight when the chance bumps up to 40%. And then by tomorrow, it bumps up towards 70% as the low gets closer and brings us a chance for showers and thunderstorms. There's Laura moving up towards the middle part of the country. And this will help feed our system here. So that's why some towns in Wisconsin tomorrow could manage an inch worth of rain, though up north in Minnesota, it may be more towards 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch. Well, this low pressure system won't be here forever. Like I mentioned, by the weekend, it goes away. High pressure comes to call. It becomes sunny, but not overly warm. This cold front will live up to its name and drop our temperatures from the upper 70s like we had today for some towns, more towards the lower 70s. All right, forecast tonight in Minnesota. Like I mentioned, the low temps will be 55 to 61. Increasing clouds. They increase in Wisconsin and Michigan as well, with lows there from 57 to 60. And from said increased clouds tomorrow, 80% chance for showers and storms in Wisconsin and Michigan, highs 70 to 74. And lower 70s are possible in northern Minnesota tomorrow with a 70% rain chance, 60s by the lake. And so that may be the bumpy day with the rain and a couple of claps of thunder, but then the high pressure brings a partly cloudy sky for Saturday and Sunday, highs from 70 to 72. Another chance of storms comes around come Monday, but after that we calm down and cool down a little bit farther. High temps to start September should go about 68 to 72.
Not a bad start to September. Thanks, Dave. Bayfield's legendary Apple Fest has been canceled due to COVID-19. While the weekend filled with events might not be drawing thousands to the small northwest Wisconsin town this October, apple orchards are still trying to keep traditions alive. CBS3's Emma Quinn has the juicy details.
Bayfield's legendary Apple Fest won't be happening this October.
Trying to put 60,000 people in a small town of, it'd be irresponsible right here.
Apple orchard owners like Fred Erickson met with leaders at the Bayfield Chamber of Commerce to make the decision earlier this summer as the pandemic continued to play out.
It's just not safe. We don't have a hospital in the entire county.
Well, Apple Fest may be canceled. Orchards aren't letting their apples go to waste. They're celebrating their harvest. And don't worry, there's plenty of time to get your favorite apple treat.
What is this cookie? Those are apple cookies. They have apples, raisins, and nuts.
Orchards like Erickson's will host a celebration of harvest the weekend the Apple Fest would have taken place.
We can still have an enjoyable time. The folks will come out. We're still going to do some live music. We're going to do a couple food booths. They'll be scattered out amongst the properties.
Bayfield Chamber of Commerce leaders say it's a way to showcase what else Bayfield has to offer.
A lot of those 50,000 people that come for Apple Fest don't realize that the orchards are actually right here. We call it the Fruit Loop. There's 14 orchards and fruit farms just 2 miles out of town. So it'll give people that true Bayfield experience in the fall.
Take and roll the apple up.
Erickson says even without the traditional festival, he believes the orchards will have a good picking season.
The apples are going to be phenomenal. What I'm seeing right now, the size is just beautiful.
Applefest would have taken place from October 2nd to the 4th. Harvest celebrations will happen the weekend before and after that weekend. For more details, you can head to our website. Still to come, the Republican National Convention wraps up as the vice president prepares to visit Minnesota. We have the details you need to know next.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. The TED event is happening now, where you're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
This summer, get back in the driver's seat. Your Honda dealer is open and ready to get you into a new Honda today. Like the versatile HR-V or the fun-to-drive CR-V. Visit the Honda Summer Clearance event and get a great deal from Honda, KBB.com's 2020 Best Value Brand. Get a great deal on the CR-V at the Honda Summer Clearance event today.
A lot of land comes with a lot of work. The affordable new MX series has a lot to offer. The versatility to mow, move hay bales, grade, and clear brush and snow. A spacious cab to keep you comfortable in any conditions. Excellent loader lift capacity, hydrostatic or gear transmission options, and built to get every job done right. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day. Try our Smithfield pork spare ribs for only $1.99 a pound and get Black Angus boneless beef top round roast for just $2.99 a pound. Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce. Get whole seedless watermelon for just $3.88 each and get Gala or Braeburn apples for just 99 cents a pound. Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
Mediacom's fiber-powered broadband network was built for the future, and it's in your community. Delivering gigabit speeds to every home and business we serve. We'll be one of the first in the nation to take you to 10G, making your community one of the fastest in the world. The foundation is in place, and Mediacom will be making way for brilliant possibilities, igniting economic development and lighting up communities nationwide.
For months, we've all done our best to stay safe. But to remain safe in the long run, it's up to us all to take actions that don't just slow the spread of COVID, but collectively overcome it. Like getting a test if you have any symptoms, answering if your health department calls, and wearing a mask in public spaces. We all want to regain what we love in life. To get there, we all need to go forward and do our part.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Get your new John Deere tractor from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer. Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
President Trump closed out the Republican National Convention tonight when he accepted the GOP nomination to be their presidential candidate. Meanwhile, right in our backyard, Vice President Mike Pence is scheduled to visit Duluth tomorrow. According to the White House, he plans to speak at a Workers for Trump campaign event. The event is set for the afternoon at a warehouse on Garfield Avenue. A press release said the event will focus on President Trump's America First agenda. This will be Pence's second trip to Duluth while in office. The first was back in August of 2018 when he made an official White House visit in West Duluth. We'll be following the vice president's visit all day tomorrow with special coverage starting around 12:30. We'll have the latest streaming on our website and Facebook pages, plus a full recap of the day's events right here at 5, 6, and 10. Meanwhile, Minnesota's DFL party shared a statement ahead of the vice president's visit. They say Minnesotans are still dealing with what they call the Trump administration's disastrous response to the pandemic. They say Pence's visit is a publicity stunt and a distraction from the failed presidency of Donald Trump. Coming up in sports, a whole lot of highlights from the pitch as the high school soccer season returns. Kelly has the details up next.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
For a limited time at home, get king mattresses or bedroom suites for the price of a queen. This king Euro top mattress is queen priced at $499. Save $800 on this king Mica bedroom suite with no interest financing until 2024 and free no-contact shipping. King for the price of a queen at home. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The Subaru Outback is all new for 2020. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus up to 33 miles per gallon. An available 260 horsepower turbocharged engine, advanced technology, and an extra-large touchscreen. Welcome to the best Outback ever, the 2020 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Lease a 2020 Subaru Outback during the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on now.
Here at Memorial Medical Center, we really care about treating the patient as a whole. Instead of looking at the patient as a hip or as a knee, we look at how their hip or the knee affects their life. I'm Joe Signorelli, orthopedic surgeon, and I've been doing joint replacement surgery for 7 years. It's really important for a patient to be comfortable where they're receiving their care. And so if we can provide high quality care at an affordable cost in their home community, I think that's advantageous for the patient. I think they really appreciate it.
Heart attacks and strokes don't stay home. So don't avoid the ER out of anxiety. Don't die of doubt. If you have an emergency, call 911. When seconds count, the hospital is the safest place to be.
Hi, John with Prime Appliance. We were thinking about a tent sale until we saw the cost of renting a tent, insurance, labor, security, and then what about the weather? So we decided to have a no-tent sale and pass the savings directly onto you with prices like this. Like Medea 18 cubic foot top mount refrigerators in black or stainless, just $6.96. Or these big capacity French door refrigerators in stainless, both with ice and water, just $17.98. Financing always available. Take it home today or set up delivery during the no-tent sale at Prime Appliance.
We are making progress in downtown Duluth. Lake Avenue has now reopened to traffic. Plus, Season 3 of Superior Street reconstruction is moving right along with an expected completion this fall. In these uncertain times, it's more important than ever to support our small, locally owned businesses, especially those in our construction zone. Whether it's a takeout meal or dining in, retail purchase or gift cards, they all make an impact in our community. Check out our progress and show your love for downtown Duluth small businesses.
The 2020 summer clearance event at Duluth Dodge just got better. New Renegade Trailhawks from $198 a month. Cherokee Limiteds from $248. Grand Cherokee Laredos from $288. Only at the new Duluth Dodge, 4755 Miller Trunk Highway, or DuluthDodgeMinnesota.com.
It's BOGO time. Buy one rug at sale price and get another rug free at Home World Rugs. Mix and match from over 30 patterns and up to 11 sizes. Rug experts in every showroom can help you find the perfect rug. Buy one, get one rug free. Now in all home furniture locations.
Now, CBS 3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
After a pretty unprecedented day in American sports that began with the Milwaukee Bucks boycotting their game yesterday, teams outside the NBA were now following their lead in protest of the recent police-involved shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin. As of 3 o'clock p.m. earlier today, reports were saying that the Minnesota Twins would not be playing tonight's game against the Cleveland Indians. They joined several other Major League Baseball teams who opted not to play today. In a statement, the Twins said that they remain committed to using their platform to push for racial justice and equality, offering their full respect to their players in their decision not to play. No word yet if they will plan to make up the game at any point. The Brewers, meanwhile, were making up for yesterday's postponed game with a doubleheader against the Reds. Game 1, Brewers go down by 5. Game 2, Brewers go down 6-0. Well, Monday, girls tennis became the first Minnesota State High School League sport to open its fall season today. The rest of the approved sports opened their seasons, including boys soccer, the first ever game played on the new turf Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. They host Duluth East. Look at that, so beautiful. We'll start in the first half as the Greyhounds apply pressure off the corner kick. Jack Mitchell tracks down the ball and puts it on net, but the Thunderhawks' Chris Peterson tracks down the ball, keeping the game scoreless. Moments later, Duluth East with another chance. Kai Hoffman with the shot, nearly gets it to go, but just over the top of the goal. with less than 20 minutes to go. Now the road team finally strikes. Hoffman sneaks one past Peterson to make it 1-0 East, and that's all they need. The Greyhounds take it 1-0 the final. And earlier today, Cloquet Esco Carleton hosting two Harbors, including fans spread out in the bleachers. A tough day for the Agates with their starting goalkeeper, Drake Schramm finds Spencer Teitelbaum in the front to make it 6-0 less than 20 minutes in. A few minutes later, Avery Lilgren feeds it across to Schramm. He had 3 goals in just the first half. Jordan Altman, who is just a sophomore, added a pair of goals just before the break, including this chip in the box. The Jacks win big, 13-1 the final. In girls soccer, Esco hosting Hermantown this evening. We start in the 19th minute. Tegan Erickson looking long. Emily Rango tracks it down and puts a strong right foot on it. Eskimos take an early lead, but a few minutes later, a potential source of controversy, Macy Seeger, leading a threat for the Hawks, fires from the top of the box, off the bar, and into the keeper. After a short delay, Hermantown is awarded the goal, saying the ball crossed the line, so we're all tied up. Socially distanced celebration. So on to the second half. Adriana Medill hits a beauty of a ball, and Allison Thornton makes an even better play in front. You think she's excited about that one? That's not socially distancing. The Eskimos go on to win it 3-2, the final. And prep girls swimming and diving action as Grand Rapids hosted Proctor Hermantown in the varsity 200 freestyle. Proctor Hermantown's Elizabeth Nicolai runs away from the competition, lapping everybody with a time of 2 minutes, 5 seconds. And now the 100 individual medley. It was a neck-and-neck competition between two Thunderhawks. Eventually, Chloe Peterson takes it. Finally, in the 50 freestyle, Elsa Viren finishes first with a time of 26 seconds. 0.5 second. 7 Grand Rapids wins, 101-63, the final. And that's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
Change the future of medicine from the convenience of home. Join the All of Us research program to help improve health research and speed up medical breakthroughs. Visit essentialhealth.org/allofus to learn more.
Uh-oh.
What?
I think I forgot to lock my Buick.
Parallel parking.
The hot yoga was so hot. Check this out. Cooling seats?
Alexa, ask Buick to start my SUV.
You can do that.
You can do that?
You can't do that.
You can with the Buick.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Now everyone can get GM employee pricing on most 2020 Buick SUV models. Use it to get over $7,000 total value on this Envision.
I've got one for you. See, You Care, health plan demystifiers and sleeve roller uppers.
You Care, health plan demystifiers and sleeve roller uppers.
Sounds so good when you say it. 96% of all providers accept You Care because they rock so hard.
96% of all providers accept You Care because they ride so hard. Can we pull over?
What's our tagline?
You Care, people-powered health plan.
So good.
Join our team of supportive and creative individuals. Visit trilliumservice.com or call today to set up an interview.
It may be the most hated chore in America, cleaning the gutters. Don't risk life or limb digging leaves, seeds, and muck out of your gutters. Get off the ladder and get Gutter Helmet. Gutter Helmet is installed by certified professionals and can be retrofit to either existing or new gutters. Gutter Helmet is designed to provide year-round protection and is backed by a lifetime warranty, which guarantees that you will never clean your gutters again. And if they ever clog, Gutter Helmet will clean them for free. Gutter Helmet, America's most trusted brand since 1981. Go to gutterhelmet.com, 218-259-1272.
The show critics are praising as genius is now the Emmy winner for Outstanding Talk Show Host.
That's a standing ovation.
And the stars love it too.
You're so good.
America's Sweetheart is a hit and everything we love.
Oh my God!
This is why we connect. You say y'all, I say y'all.
That's how you say it.
You're wrong.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on live local CBS3. Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Mainstream is your wedding headquarters. Downtown Duluth.
right, Dave, you're watching a little bit of rain.
Yeah, just a little bit right now, but it could pick up, especially tomorrow afternoon for a couple of hours. The chance for precip starts at 40% after midnight, picks up towards 70% Friday afternoon, and then should go away Friday night. We'll exchange cloudy or rainier weather then for a weekend filled with sunshine and high temp 70 to 72 degrees. Monday, another round of rain is possible, and after that, just a little bit sunnier, but also a little bit cooler.
All right, not too shabby. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.